That was big time.
This is a young OG conversation. Journalism for the culture. We're embracing politics, music, and a little bit of sports. Crossing over on the topics like we're playing on the court. Ice cold with the wave reppin' 916. Got a pyramid shades with the ice cold mix.
With so many flavors, got suits like Craig Sager. Everybody loves the sunshine. Ayers, silence the haters, critics and naysayers. Champs down on paper like Biz, I got the vapors. Barbershop talk in the chair, getting the taper. Young OG, it's the sack homie. Memento, potential to own the streets.
And it was an absolute duck on the first play of the game. And that was it. That was it. Everything else he put up for the rest of the day was a thing of beauty out there. It's been too long. I shouldn't have left you without a dope podcast to step to. It's your boy KC. He was everywhere out there making plays. But anyway, that was big time. That was big time.
Yeah. Sacramento, California, 916, stand up. All my people on South Sac, all my people in Oak Park, all my people in Green Haven, all my people on Florin Road, all my people out in the Heights, out in Rancho, out in the Thomas, Elk Grove. All you guys stand up. You are locked in to Sacramento's hottest spot for that real talk, sports talk. KC's Corner here on 97.5 KDEE. I am your host, Kenny Caraway, a.k.a. KC, a.k.a. DJ Ice Cold. Jam-packed show here today. A lot of things going on. A lot of things I want to touch on. First of all, I just want to be thankful that I'm here right now. All right, because earlier this week, it was looking ugly for your boy. Came down with strep throat. Crazy. Never had strep throat before. It felt like 5,000 needles were going down my throat every time I swallowed water, juice, my own spit, anything. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. You know how it is when you get on the internet and you do WebMD or something like that, man. I thought I was needing my tonsils taken out or something. But either way, I made it here. I'm here. The voice is back. I'm good to go. We're going to talk about the NBA and the Baby Kings. Tough one last night in Golden State. Buddy, pull that thing, man. Pull that thing, buddy. I don't care what Coach Yeager was talking about. Pull that thing. But we're going to talk about the Kings with my man, Sports Waves, a.k.a. Kyle. He's going to come on the show. We're going to talk about the Kings and the rest of the NBA. We're going to talk a little bit about college basketball as well and what's going on with that. High school hoops, their playoffs is going on here in Sacramento. Championships have reached Golden One Center for the section championships. They're going down tonight, and they're going down as well on Saturday night. So we're going to touch on that for sure. Make sure everything is good there. But before we do anything, first things first, here on KC's Corner.
First things first. First things first.
First things first. First things first.
It came out of the blue on Friday afternoon, a joint public statement. For the past several months, counsel for Mr. Kaepernick and Mr. Reid have engaged in an ongoing dialogue with representatives of the NFL. As a result of those discussions, the parties have decided to resolve the pending grievances. The resolution of this matter is subject to a confidentiality agreement, so there will be no further comment by any party.
So the NFL and Colin Kaepernick reached a settlement. I shouldn't just say Colin Kaepernick because Eric Reid was also a part of this lawsuit that they had against the NFL. It reached a settlement. As you heard there, the terms were undisclosed. There was a non-disclosure agreement between the two parties where we don't know the ins and outs on it. But let me just start off by saying this and getting this out of the way off the rip. If you're trying to say that Cap, quote unquote, sold out, or you're saying that we need to know all the details of how much money he got, or else it takes away from what he was protesting against, let me tell you right now, stop being a clown, okay? Stop being with the clown mob mentality and stop with the clown behavior, all right? If you ask me personally, what he and Eric Reid got in the settlement are quite honestly none of my business, all right? I've even heard of a lot of these clowns out here talking about how him taking the settlement money from the NFL actually devalues his original cause and what he was taking a stand for, or in this case, taking a knee for. The hell are you people talking about? All right, what the hell are y'all talking about? The situations are not the same. Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem in protest of social injustice and police brutality in this country. He in turn was essentially blackballed from the league. And how do we know he was blackballed from the league? Because career talent deprived. All right. I won't call them scrubs or bums like maybe I would in the past or like most other people would. I'm going to try and show a level of respect here. So I'll say that talent deprived quarterbacks such as Blaine Gabbert, Nathan Peterman, Mark Sanchez continue to get employed in the league. And Colin Kaepernick, a former starting quarterback in the Super Bowl just about 5 years ago, couldn't even get a tryout somewhere. All right, so that's how we know he got blackballed. So he took the NFL to court so he can get that money that he was robbed of by them orchestrating to keep him out of the league. And he won. He got the bag. That in no way takes away from what his original point was, what the original cause was for this and what it was all about. In no way it takes away from the message that he wanted to get across. And then I hear people trying to go round and round about who won or lost the case and this and that. Hey, man, if you're sitting here talking about who won or lost this case, let's once again be perfectly clear. This was a collusion case, and in this case, it was about Colin Kaepernick providing evidence that they were keeping him out of the league. And if it can be proven that he was kept out by the owners, then he would be compensated for the league blackballing him. Hence, they would have to give him money. I understand that they settled before going to trial, but what was the end result here? They gave him money. They gave him the bag. I ain't no Rhodes Scholar, but that looks like a winner to me in this situation. All right, look, man, Cap won. He got paid. He got compensated for the time in the NFL he was blackballed, and that's just what this was about. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Eric Reid as well. So man, so salute to both of them, man. Salute to both of them. You know, but yeah, you know, even on top of that, I've heard people wondering if now he's going to play in the NFL again. I never even thought about that being a possibility. All right. I don't think that it is a possibility at all, to be honest. I mean, they just paid the man X amount of dollars to go away. I don't see anyone now trying to double back and sign him to a contract, you know, but I'll say this. I know one thing. One thing that I wouldn't want to see is I wouldn't want to have a situation where I see Cap standing for the anthem. All right. I just wouldn't want to see that. I feel that him taking a knee has been such a symbolic image for this generation. And I don't even think I'm being overly dramatic in saying that, all right? I know from the first time he did it, or at least people noticed it, it was a preseason game against the Green Bay Packers in week 3 of the preseason. I knew immediately that this was an iconic moment. And then you combine that with the comments that he made a couple days later to why he was doing what he was doing, and that cemented his legacy forever, in my opinion. And I would want him, and I would want his image to stay as I remember it in that way. Now, I understand people can change their minds about something. If he played somewhere, he could think that it was time for him to protest in a different way or whatever, you know. But that's I'm just saying I wouldn't want to see him doing anything else than on the sidelines taking a knee. Period. That's just me, or not even be out there at all, you know. So that's just how I see it. I don't think we'll have to worry about that. I don't think he'll be in the NFL, but you know, that is what it is. I just spoke about Cap's initial comments on taking a knee during the anthem, and his motives have tried to be twisted around by a lot of people, and they've tried to make this whole thing about things that it's not. So just to remind people that want to try the funny stuff, let me play those comments from Cap a day or two after he first took his stand, and when him telling us why he was doing what he was doing. Cue that up for me, Jazz.
I'll continue to sit. I'm going to continue to stand with the people that are being oppressed. To me, this is something that has to change. And when there's significant change, and I feel like that flag represents what it's supposed to represent, and this country is representing people the way that it's supposed to, I'll stand. This stand wasn't for me. This stand wasn't because I feel like I'm being put down in any kind of way. This is because I'm seeing things happen to people that don't have a voice, people that don't have a platform to talk and have their voices heard and affect change. So I'm in a position where I can do that, and I'm gonna do that for people that can't.
No more needs to be said, bottom line. We're gonna take a little break, play a little music right now, man. Get into those 90s and 2000 hits, man. And then when I come back, I got my man Kyle, aka Sports Waves, coming through here. We're gonna talk about the Kings. We're gonna talk about the NBA. We're gonna talk about a little bit of college basketball. We're gonna touch on it all, man. We're gonna touch on it all. But right now, we got Nas with Lauryn Hill with If I Ruled the World here on KC's Corner on 97.5 KDEE.